Xiaomi 12 is here and I am super excited to check this phone out. It's my first ever Xiaomi flagship smartphone. The phone comes in this white box and I've got it with a RAM of 8 gigs and internal storage of 256 gigs. This one is in the purple color. Let's quickly unbox it. We get a sleeve with the SIM eject pin, some documentation and a clear case. Underneath we have the phone. The top sticker highlights some key features of the phone including its 50 megapixels camera sensor. It's really good to see that the phone is wrapped inside this paper. I can't see the use of plastic inside this box. It's really good to see Xiaomi moving towards a sustainable future. I'll just unwrap the phone. It's a beautiful smartphone. I like it. I'll just power it on and put it on a side. We get a 67-watt charging brick inside the box, and lastly, we have this cable. Alright, I'll set this phone up and get back to you guys in a minute. In the meanwhile, subscribe to my channel and like this video if you find it good enough at some point. Okay, my first impressions. Beautiful smartphone, compact, sleek, lightweight and handy. I fell in love with its design. Never knew that Xiaomi's flagship devices were this beautiful in real. This phone is built out of glass. Premiumness is all over it. The back is frosted. It has a kind of a matte finish, so no fingerprints or smudges on it. Camera module is bulging out a lot, but I think that also highlights the unique design of this phone. The phone's frame also has a matte finish. You get Hammond Kardon tuned dual stereo speakers, an IR blaster on the top, USB-C port and a dual SIM micro SD-less SIM card tray. The frame has antenna marks on all the sides. Xiaomi has used the Gorilla Glass 5 on this phone's back, while the front is using the Gorilla Glass Victus. The IP rating of this phone is not specified, but I do hope and assume that it's water and dust resistant. It does bring wireless charging and reverse wireless charging features too. The display is 6.28 inches AMOLED with 120Hz of refresh rate. It's a curved screen. Since the screen is small and resolution for this size is nominal, the elements on this one look pretty neat. Brightness goes up to 1100 nits and I think that's more than enough on this one. The phone's front is as beautiful as its back. There is nothing to complain here. Bezels are sleek, punch hole is small, bottom chin is also small, touch responsiveness is pretty good and haptic feedback is clicky. Watching videos or playing games on this screen is going to be fun. I can't wait to test it further and let you know about my extended thoughts. The display also brings a fingerprint scanner underneath, works pretty well. Software on this phone is MIUI 13 with Android 12 as the base operating system. It's a flagship software for a flagship phone. Some really cool features include the always on display with custom time settings. You get the features like edge touch protection, gestures with the back tap gesture, video call enhancements. There are special features like the light mode, a heart rate monitor that senses your heart rate while you keep your thumb on the fingerprint scanner. There is dual apps feature, app lock and a dozen other features that make this UI worth it. Surprisingly, I did not find a lot of bloatware on this phone either. The camera app of this phone is equally feature-rich. It's got features like the clone mode, dual camera mode, there is 50 megapixels high-res mode, the video recording goes up to 8K at 24 frames per second, front camera however is limited to 1080p at 60 frames per second. Pro mode supports RAW format as well. If we take a look at the camera sensors, the 50 megapixels camera sensor is a Sony IMX766 sensor. Remaining camera details are on your screen. For now, I'm gonna attach some camera samples to give you guys a basic idea about its performance, but a full camera review of this phone is also on the way, so make sure that you subscribe and stay tuned for that. Getting back to the hardware of this phone, we get the Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 chipset in this one. This chipset is coupled with the Adreno 730 GPU. It's a very powerful hardware combination since Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 is the latest and the greatest chipset from Qualcomm, and you do get very high scores in the benchmark applications. For instance, the Antutu score goes up to nearly 900k. My initial experience with this device has been very good, but I do look forward to testing this phone, pushing to its potential, and I'll definitely share my experience in the final review of this phone. For now, it looks a pretty solid combination. Xiaomi has packed inside a 4500 mAh battery. According to the display size and overall hardware of this phone, I think this is a pretty good battery, and I do think it will easily last for up to 1 day. The charger inside the box, well, you get a 67 watt charger, which I think won't take too long to charge it. And I would like to appreciate Xiaomi here that Xiaomi 12 is a flagship device, and flagship devices these days are not bringing chargers inside the boxes, and Xiaomi has given the charger inside the box of this phone. It's a really good step and it should be appreciated. I'll mention its price for different regions on the screen, and a link to buy it is also given in the description. It's priced nearly $800 US, and I think that's become pretty much a standard for the phones of this category. Do tell me about your thoughts on its price in the comment section. With that, we reach the conclusion. For now, the Xiaomi 12 looks a pretty decent device, but of course this was my very first video with my first impressions. I am definitely gonna dig out deep into this device and share my experience in the coming few days. In the meanwhile, drop your feedback about this phone and about this video in the comment section below. If you found this video good enough, make sure to hit the subscribe button, help me cross 100k subscribers, and like this video as well. With that being said, I will sign off and see you all in the next one.